Part 2 of color schemes. Be sure you write these notes. A triadic color scheme is a color scheme where if you drew a line connecting 3 colors on the wheel, they would make an equilateral triangle. Not just any 3 colors, but 3 colors that are spaced equidistant from each other, like we did with our primary colors and our secondary colors when we made our color wheels the other day. There are 4 sets of triadic color schemes on the wheel that can be made: yellow, blue, and red, purple, orange, and green, and 2 tertiary sets: yellow, orange, green, blue, and red, purple, and yellow, green, blue, purple, and red, orange. In this room example, we have used yellow, green, blue, purple, and red, orange as our colors. And of course, we've got their variations. This is a tone of the purple, this is a tone of the red, orange, and this is I think it's a tint of the yellow, green. Here's your question on this one, number 4. Next up is a split complementary color scheme. And you probably don't need to write these blue parts, just to calm down on the writing a little bit. But a split complementary color scheme is a color scheme where instead of pairing a color's complement with it, which we learned about yesterday, you pair the hues on either side of the complement with it. It makes an isosceles triangle. So in this picture example, if we start with yellow, its complement, the color directly across from it on the wheel, would be purple. But we don't use purple, we use the color on each side of purple. So blue, purple, and red, purple is the other 2 colors with purple in their name. In this room example, we've used the split complementary color scheme blue, red, orange, and yellow, orange. So blue's complement is orange, but we don't use orange. We split the complement and use the colors on each side of the complement, being yellow, orange, and red, orange. They both have orange in their name. We don't use straight up orange. Here's your next question. Think triangles. A monochromatic color scheme is a color scheme with only tints, tones, and shades of one color. Only one. You have to look around the room to make sure they've only used one actual color. Not talking about the neutrals, but like the actual 12 colors on the wheel. So this room example is various tints of red, orange. Some of you might call it peach, salmon, coral, but they're all versions of red, orange, just with different amounts of like white, gray, or black added to them. So this whole room, minus the neutrals, are various red, oranges. I do want to point out that this is not an analogous room. It has 2 colors. It has blue and blue-green, and tints, tones, and shades of those. And blue-green are analogous because they are next to each other on the color wheel. So it's not monochromatic. It's actually dichromatic, but we're not learning that in high school ever. Here's your next question. Next up is a neutral color scheme. And it is a color scheme where the only colors, they're not really colors, used are black, white, gray, brown, or a combination of those colors. I'm really into neutrals right now. Note the rule right here: plants don't count in color schemes ever. But I especially want to say that in neutrals because you see plants paired with neutrals a whole lot because it's that whole like earthy earth tone vibe, and people want to bring the plants in when you use the neutrals, and it softens a place up and brings the outdoors in. So you see them together, but they don't go into the color scheme. This is not a white, tan, black, gray, and green color scheme. It's just white, tan, black, gray. Next is an accented neutral color scheme, a color scheme where the majority of the room is filled with neutrals, only 1 or 2 colors are used, sparingly, to accent the space. accent means like draw attention to something. So most of the room has to be neutrals. Most of the colors have to be neutrals. Just a little bit of accent. The color might be referred to as a pop of color. You would hear that on HGTV a lot. So in this room, the majority of it is white, and we just have little accents of turquoise or blue-green. And in this room, the majority of the room is gray, or light gray, dark gray, black, and we have accents of a yellow, yellow-green situation. Last question in this video. I think majority.